EGM Network.
Hello and welcome to the Sandpiper Pest Control Show. I'm Jesse Krisky. Picture this. You've had a long day, you finally turn off the lights, slide under the covers, and get comfortable. But just as you're drifting off, you feel it. A tiny, unmistakable crawl. It's the ultimate homeowner's nightmare. It's the ultimate homeowner's nightmare. And it's happening right here in our paradise of Vero Beach. We're talking about bed bugs, and they don't care how clean your house is. They don't care how nice your neighborhood is, and once they move in, they're notoriously brutal to get out. But don't panic just yet. Today we're bringing in the heavy artillery. Joining us in the studio is Joel Stout and Ryan Fernandez from Sandpiper Pest Control, the men who walk into the infestations the rest of us run away from. Joel knows exactly how these tiny vampires think and where they hide in our Florida homes, and most importantly, how to wipe them out for good. So please welcome Ryan Fernandez and Joel Stout of Sandpiper Pest Control. Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to be here.
Great. It's great to have you here in the studio. Now, I hear bed bugs are making a comeback. In the 70s, 80s, 90s, they weren't so prevalent. But now, these bed bugs, it seems like they popped up and they're making a comeback, Joel, right?
That is true.
What's up with that?
Well, in the last 10 years, bed bugs have become a big issue and climbed up the pest list to top 5 probably around the country. And before that, like you said, 70s, 80s, 90s, I've been doing pest control 40 years. Bed bugs were a non-issue. And there's a couple theories why they all made a reemergence on that. One of them is back in the day in our industry, we used to spray inside houses, go along the baseboards, hence the term baseboard jockey. And bed bugs are an interior bug. They're not outdoors. So people that had their houses serviced would constantly have a treatment done inside. And then in the 2000s, our industry makes advancements and changes like every other industry, and we started doing outside perimeter treatments that worked very good, except there was nothing inside to deflect the bed bugs when they were around. And so they grew in their population quite a bit, where 5 or 6 years ago, they spiked really bad, maybe 7, 8 years ago. And the other theory is people travel more now, and basically bed bugs are hitchhikers.
Okay.
And they will travel in luggage or purses or wherever, and just hitch a ride with somebody, and wherever they land, that's where the bed bugs land. And because there's more travel, that's part of the thinking too. And part of the travel is some countries, some continents of the world, I'm talking about Europe mainly, they don't view bed bugs necessarily as such a bad pest.
Really?
So they live with them. I've talked to Europeans and they say, oh yeah, that's okay. Huh. We treated a local hotel here in Vero Beach, on the beach, for bed bugs one time. And it was a lady had come over from Paris, spent 2 weeks there, and her room was loaded with bed bugs. So it kind of confirmed to me that, well, they just part of life over there. So the traveling and all those factors have contributed to the reemergence of bed bugs.
Wow. That'll do it. Yeah, traveling. They get in your, like you said, they're hitchhikers. They get into your luggage. They get into your clothing. You bring them back over the seas, and here they are. And so now we've got a bed bug problem, and that's why Sandpiper Pest Control is the people to call if you locate these bed bugs in time, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And if I could, Jesse,
yes, please do.
It kind of started in the Northeast, is where the bed bug reemergence and where it spiked.
Okay.
A lot of college campuses because of the dorms, like that. I don't dislike the Buckeyes, but Columbus, Ohio has been a hot spot for many years, and I'm a Big Ten fan. So,
yeah.
But that's just a fact of life. New York City, Washington, D.C., and in Florida we have them, but they don't seem to be quite as prevalent as some of the other northern cities.
Okay. Does the heat play a factor in that? Because that maybe keep them away, or is it just that's where they popped up and that's where they began and that's where they are most?
No, not necessarily. They, like Joel said, they're an interior nesting creature. They're domestic. They live with us. They do not exist outdoors at all. So whether they live in a northern city or down towards the equator doesn't really matter. They're in your house, which presumably would have air conditioning. I mean, the temperature of your house can, in theory, affect how much they reproduce. But as far as parts of the country and temperatures and things like that, now they just travel along with us. And wherever there's large congregations of people and people traveling a lot, that's where you're going to see a lot of bedbug activity.
Okay,
Their main concern is to get a blood supply.
Yes.
Okay,
It doesn't matter the temperature.
Okay, all right. And so if you get them in your mattress, you can't just drag your mattress into the 100-degree heat and just let the sun take care of it.
I mean, listen, I've heard stories, but I'm not sure that would exactly work.
Okay.
The way that we've kind of done it, and the industry has changed a lot because they are a bug that can become resistant to pesticides. That's part of the problem too. If you use the same thing over and over again, because they can reproduce so quickly, they pass down their little mutations through their genes, and the same products won't work years later.
Okay.
But what we do is a lot of more, you could call it mechanical means, vacuuming, heat, obviously, and as Joel said, freezing. And then we also use a fungus treatment that works on them mechanically, physically, to attack them and kill the bugs off.
Okay. Well, maybe it's a good time to talk about this fungus treatment.
Well, before we leave the heat,
Okay, yeah.
the heat is a legitimate form of treatment to get rid of bed bugs. And we have done it for a while. Bed bugs will start to die when it reaches 113 degrees.
Oh, okay.
And we would heat up rooms with heaters and fans to 130, 135 degrees. And we got good success with it. We kill a lot of bed bugs. But the problem was, if you do 1 or 2 rooms in the house, they can escape to other rooms. And you can heat the whole house, and that's done up north a lot. But it just wasn't worth it to get all that mega equipment to do so. While heat is a legitimate way to get rid of bed bugs, we have switched back to, for us, a more successful crack and crevice, and Ryan is our expert here.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So there's a better way to treat it than just heating up your entire house.
That's our opinion.
Yeah.
In your opinion, here in Florida, yeah. So Ryan, you want to tell us about the new system of treating bed bugs?
So the fungus is called Boviera bassina, or bassina. And it's been around since about the 1800s. It used to attack, I think, silkworm farms in Europe. But what it does is just a fungus that attacks insects only. So it's completely safe for mammals. It doesn't hurt. If it gets in a water supply, or you get it on, or you get it on your skin or anything like that, it's not a neurotoxin like traditional pesticides are. But recently, a company called Aprehend developed a mode of actually transmitting it through, it's emulsified in oil, and you have to buy a special ultra low violet or ultra low volume sprayer, and you spray around cracks and crevices in bedrooms. You don't have to spray everything. You just basically spray like the baseboards and around the beds, places where they'll hide.
Okay.
And it uses their biology against them because they travel so much out of their harborage to feed and then back to their harborage. And we'll see pictures later on of what a harborage looks like, where they all kind of gather together. But then they can spread that fungal spore amongst their family members once they get in that hiding spot. So we kind of wait for them to come out, they go back in, and then it starts to spread throughout their entire population very quickly.
Okay. And so this is the fungus that you apply.
Yes.
On purpose, yeah, to get these bed bugs out of here.
Yes.
It's
an
great.
Insecticidal fungal fungus.
All right.
Basically. Yeah.
All right.
And it uses bed bug habits used against them.
Okay. Because they'll so let me pull this up here. So they'll get into your sheets, these things on the floor that you lay around. If you're like me, you don't always pick up your dirty clothes off the floor, right? And so these are places where the bed bugs can kind of latch onto and hang on, right? And so this fungus that you're talking about can really get into those places and get those spores and get those little hiding spots.
Yes, and it lasts a long time. I want to say it's about 3 months of protection where, with heat, again, if we do the heat and it does work, but you just get that one shot. And then if you have to come back again, it's setting it all up again. It's kind of an ordeal where this thing does a lot of the heavy lifting for us as pest control professionals. There is a downside, I guess, that it's a little slower acting. It doesn't have what we call a high knockdown, doesn't kill them right away. But that's why we use a vacuum cleaner to vacuum up any live ones we see and any eggs and anything like that. And we still do use traditional pesticides in crack and crevice as well as a way to kind of knock the population down. But yeah, it's a great product, and it makes our lives a lot easier as pest control professionals.
That sounds good.
And the crack and crevice treatment is truly a crack and crevice treatment for bed bugs. That's where they hide. Wheels on the bottom of a bed, the mattress seams, edges, behind picture frames, behind baseboards. And so it can be time consuming to do a treatment, but you have to do the crack and crevice wherever they're hiding at to reach them.
Okay.
And they will pick weird places. I found them in weird places before where I didn't think that they would be there. But when you're inspecting for bed bugs, you really want to leave no stone unturned. And I found one in a house. The guy had a bunch of guns in his closet. And they had like the cases, and they were all in the the actual cases for his rifle. Yeah.
In like the material.
In the material, yeah. It was like a fabric material, and they were all in there. Wow. I never would have thought that. I never would have thought they would have been in there, but sure enough.
No, that's not somewhere I would have thought either. But there you go. They could get into anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah. So when you're looking for bed bugs, you're looking for an infestation. What are you really looking for?
Well, the most obvious thing that you'll see, as opposed to just the actual bed bug itself, although they hide really well, you'll start to see their fecal matter and some of their castings of their skin when they molt. They have what's called an instar. They molt 5 times before they can become a full blooded adult, and they have to have a blood feeding during every instar, but they leave all those casings behind, and they leave their droppings behind. So you'll see little black dots. Another thing that they do is they do have kind of a smell. If you've ever dealt with stink bugs before, they're the same kind of bug. They're in the same species as that bug. And so when you crush them, they have a very, it's hard to explain, but if you've ever smelled a stink bug, you know what it is. Very acrid, kind of chemical, like sick, sweet smell. So if you run your fingers along like the edges of your bedding or around like furniture and stuff like that, if you touch them, it'll have a smell on it.
And when we say fecal matter, it's really a dark stain, a tiny, small stain on the sheets, the blankets, the pillowcases, dark red, dark brown, and you'll see little spots around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real obvious. There's not, we joke around, but it's like, it's not, I might have them. Like, you either do or you don't. Like, they're real obvious once you have them.
Okay. And they're prolific breeders, so they'll pop up real fast. You were telling me this picture we're looking at here, you can see it on YouTube at EGM Network. This is an infestation right here that only took a little bit of time to congregate, right?
Yeah, it doesn't take them very long. I mean, within a few months, they can really start to make their presence known like that. I mean, if it's a year or more, then it gets really bad. I've seen giant piles of the skin castings, and they travel a lot. We said not just hitchhiking, but physically trying to get away. Some of their biology, when they mate, the males will actually attack a female, and they'll try to mate with her multiple times. They can actually kill her if they mate with her too many times. So she tries to escape. And once she's impregnated, she can continue to have babies the rest of her life. And her babies can actually mate with each other. They're incestuous, and that it doesn't affect their species. They've seen reports where they've entomologists have released them in an apartment complex on one floor in one room, and found the bed bug 2 floors down, like 10 rooms across the other side. That's how they really will travel very far to get their blood meals.
All right. And the good news is this Aprehend treatment will treat them, and it'll kill them. And we've seen a picture right here. Looks like a live bed bug on the left there, and then the different stages you were saying of how this treatment takes care of that.
Yes, so you can see it. It does take about, I would say, I think the label says like 5 to 7 days for it to fully kill them. But again, we're using their biology against them. We want them kind of moving around and not knowing anything's happening, because then they spread it. But yeah, once they get that fungal spore on them, it'll start to grow. There's actually a way that they teach you when you go to these Aprehend classes. If you find any live bed bugs after you treated, you're supposed to take them, put them in a little Ziploc bag with a wet paper towel and create a artificially humid environment. And within 3 to 4 days, the fungus will start to bloom, and you can actually see the fungus growing on the bed bugs.
Interesting. Okay.
And Jesse, the brown one on that previous picture, the one on the far left, they're often described. How do I know what they look like?
Yeah.
They're described. They look like apple seeds.
Okay.
A vampire apple seed.
I mean, that one is blown up.
Yeah.
You know, you can see it much clearer, but in real life, they're described to look like apple seeds.
They're definitely visible to the eye.
Yes.
And are they flat like that usually? Kind of?
They can be flat. When they feed, they kind of swell up like a little balloon.
Okay.
But in between that time, they can get really, really flat. And they can hide. I want to hear that I've heard a study that in between feedings, they can go several months, maybe even up to a year in between feedings. They kind of like hibernate.
For 6 months.
6 months, yeah. So that's a long time. If somebody's done a treatment and then they're hiding, they could come back out 6 months later and reinfest.
Okay.
And Jesse, if somebody's we have a video to show to help our listeners.
Yeah.
But usually bed bugs are within 5 feet of the bed. Right side, left side, back. They don't like to venture out too far from where they know they're going to get a blood meal.
Okay.
And they usually will come out at night, early morning hours, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and do their feeding. And I know you made the comment in the beginning about feeling them, but you don't feel a bed bug biting you.
No.
They have a antiseptic. Their saliva is an antiseptic that they'll put on first, then they'll jab you, and you never feel it.
Ah. Only when you're itching do you feel it, huh?
Yes, or you see the bumps, the red bumps the next day.
Oh, it's terrible. Well, we'll watch that video when we come back, and we'll also talk more about bed bugs. And we're taking a lot of people are taking our summer vacations right now, so it's a good time to talk about preventing bed bugs from coming back with you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
When you're sick of stomping bugs and repulsed by rats, call Sandpiper Pest Control. Put those pests to rest permanently. Sandpiper's been here for over a quarter century, saving Floridian homes and businesses from the horror of house rats, the creepiness of cockroaches, and the terror of termites. And because we live here too, we do it responsibly. For your pests with more than 2 legs, call Sandpiper Pest Control.
Don't let a dirty pool ruin your fun. Deja Blue Pool Service specializes in green to clean transformations in Vero Beach. We handle chemical balancing and deep cleaning so you can stop scrubbing. Google Deja Blue Pool Service. Keep it clean, keep it blue.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Sandpiper Pest Control Show. I'm Jesse Krisky. I'm joined by Joel Stout and Ryan Fernandez of Sandpiper Pest Control. Guys, it's National Bedbug Week, and Joel, that's a nice shirt you got there. I like it. Very festive, very bedbug.
Thanks for noticing, Jesse.
Yeah,
because I broke it out for National Bedbug Week. You can see it here. We got the red on my shirt is actually bed bugs.
Very nice.
Amongst all the leaves there.
Yeah, so if you couldn't guess, we're talking about bed bugs today. Joel, we've got a video here that we found online from a prominent bed bug expert, right? So is there anything you want to do to set this up, or should we just play it?
Well, we get asked a lot about from different folks that are traveling. And they want to know, when I check into a hotel, what should I do to look for bed bugs? So this video will help. I don't know if they say this in the video, but first thing, put your luggage in the bathtub.
Yes.
Okay.
Then do your inspection.
That's a little life hack right there. They
Okay.
can't climb up smooth surfaces. They have like little hooks in their fingers. So anything smooth, they can't climb up.
Okay.
And the inspection is 5 or 10 minutes. And then once you deem it as safe, then enjoy your vacation. But video will give some nice helpful tips.
All right. Very good.
How do I know if I have bed bugs? Trust me, if you have bed bugs, you'll know soon enough. I'm Dr. Jim Fredericks, Chief Entomologist with the National Pest Management Association. Although bed bugs are known for their elusive nature, they absolutely leave behind telltale signs of an infestation. Look for small brown to reddish-brown fecal spots in addition to molded bedbug skins. They're tiny white, sticky eggs or empty eggshells in areas where you suspect a bedbug infestation. What makes bedbugs especially creepy is that people don't feel the bugs biting them. That's because bedbugs inject their victims with their saliva, which acts as a numbing agent while they feed. Most people bitten by bedbugs will develop itchy welts as a result of an allergic reaction to the saliva. However, some people don't have reactions at all, so it's important to be vigilant and recognize the signs they leave behind on mattresses, upholstery, or walls. While bedbugs may be the most difficult pest to control, there are many things one can do to prevent bringing bedbugs home. When traveling, inspect hotel rooms closely for signs of an infestation, and be sure to vacuum suitcases and launder all clothes, including a tumble in a hot dryer, when you return home. Never bring secondhand furniture into a home without first thoroughly examining it for signs of an infestation. If you have bed bugs, it's important to work with a pest professional experienced in bed bug work. Do your research and ask for references. You can find a list of qualified pest professionals in your area at pestworld.org. And thanks for bugging me with your question.
All right. That's from Pest World on YouTube.
So to follow up, around the beds, like we said, they're in a hotel room, you want to check the mattress seams, the nightstands, pictures hanging above the bed, like we said, about within 5 feet around, and you can be relatively sure that you'll be okay.
All right. And throw those clothes in the wash on the dryer.
The dryer,
Get that high heat on there, and that'll take care of them too.
Absolutely.
Very good. All right. You guys, every exterminator seems to have that one house. Without naming names, what is the most extreme, jaw-dropping bedbug infestation you've ever walked into here on the Treasure Coast?
That's a good one. That is a very good one.
I'll start. You think about
You
it.
go for it. I bet you have
Had a mobile home out in Fellsmere.
Okay.
And the poor fellow was a hoarder.
Mm-hmm.
He had stacks of newspapers, and there were pathways through, and the bed bugs were out in the daytime, thousands of them, thousands of them. And he was in a wheelchair, so and like we said, they're not really associated with dirty homes, but he had difficulty, and for me, that was the one that creeped me out the most, because they were just thousands and thousands everywhere. You couldn't sit in his chair in the living room; they'd be crawling on you.
Oh man, makes your skin crawl just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you have a story?
Actually, my very first job that I went to, I'd been trained on them, but it's not until you actually go and face them, that you really understand. And it was an elderly woman that had a nice, clean apartment. You would never know that there was any real issues, but her family wasn't in town. They didn't live around her, and they came to visit her after not having seen her for a few years. And her apartment was, again, as Joel's describing it, absolutely loaded. Her couch was filled with them. Underneath her bed, there was literally a pile about this, maybe a foot high and a foot wide, full of dead bed bugs, old dead castings of bed bugs. Her entire back was just covered in bite marks. And I think she was having some health issues from that, because they were just drawing so much blood from her, and her skin was in such bad shape. But they were in every room. They were in the kitchen. They were in the living room. They were in the office. Everywhere I looked.
Wow.
And it took me quite some time to get control over that one.
Wow. That's I feel bad for people who have those kind of infestations.
Yeah.
But before you let it get that far, please call Sandpiper Pest Control. If you even think you have a bedbug infestation, I would recommend that.
Yeah.
Jesse, I'm not a friend of the bedbugs by any means, but there is one nice thing about them that can put people's mind at ease.
Okay.
Is that even though they are terrible, disgusting, their mating habits are just atrocious.
Yeah.
They do not carry diseases.
Okay.
So even though they're getting after your blood, puncturing your skin, they are currently not known to carry any diseases.
Okay. Unlike mosquitoes who
Yeah, not
True.
like mosquitoes.
do. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, that is good to know. That's a little comfort, at least, among the gross stories. We're talking about bed bugs. So if you think you have bed bugs, please call Sandpiper Pest Control. Get online, sandpiperpestcontrol.com. Call Joel, call Ryan. These are the guys that know exactly what to do, and they'll treat your home pet safe, children safe,
Children safe.
and that's the way to go. If you've got any kind of bed bugs problem, even termites, for your pests with more than 2 legs, call Sandpiper Pest Control. All right, Ryan, Joel, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thanks, Jesse.
All right. This is Sandpiper Pest Control Show. Until next time, this is the EGM Network. I'm Jesse Krisky. Take care, everybody.